Hello, friend. Welcome to 2 weeks to launch. I know we've already had a few days together, and I just wanted to welcome you to part one of my 3-part video series for this group. Today, I am going to talk to you about something that is super uncomfortable for everyone. You don't necessarily have to be at rock bottom to want to start a fitness journey or a wellness journey. You don't necessarily have to hit rock bottom to want to make a change in your lifestyle. But I am here to tell you about me. And that is exactly where I started, was rock bottom. And here's what happened. So, for those of you who follow me on Facebook, and most of you, if not all of you, do, I went on a dream vacation the beginning of 2019. It was in March, and I went with 2 of my best friends, and we went to Disney World and Universal. As a big person, if you go to a theme park, one of the things that you worry about is whether or not you're going to fit on the rides. It's very similar to when you fly. Are you going to fit in a seat? Are you going to need a seatbelt extender? These are things that large people, obese people, have to worry about. So I did my due diligence. We went to Universal that first day. We went to Harry Potter World, and your girl was so excited. Y'all, I love Harry Potter just about more than anything else in the world. And so this had been a trip that I had been waiting for a very long time. So I did my due diligence. I did my research. And at the bottom of every ride, before you even get in line at Universal, they have tester seats. And I went. And I squeezed my big old booty into those tester seats to make sure that I was going to be able to latch the seat belts or pull down the safety bar before I got in line, because my biggest fear was that I would get in line and wait with my friends for 45 minutes, an hour and a half for one of these rides, and then I would be ultimately kicked off because I couldn't fit. So I was pleased to find that I fit in every ride. And so off we went, and we had such a grand day, and we rode everything, and we drank butterbeer, and we had a magical experience. As the day wound down, we realized we had a little more time. We'd ridden everything that we wanted to ride, and we wanted to go back and ride a couple of our favorites again. And so off we went to Gringotts, which is the bank ride, and it's a roller coaster, and I was super excited because it had been one of my favorites of the day. And so off we went, didn't bother with the tester ride. I'd already ridden it once, and climbed into that seat, and friends, I could not get the safety bar to latch. Naturally, we were in the very last car, so everyone in front of us had already been seated and belted in and ready for the ride to go, while I struggled as the last person, literally the last person, loaded onto the train, and I could not get my seat to buckle. My friends stared at me in horror as they watched the attendant come over to me, and she gave me a look that was like what you would see when someone sees something distasteful on their shoe. Ma'am, if you're unable to latch your seat, you're going to need to get off the ride. It's unsafe. And I started to protest and panic. I've done this before. I rode this earlier today. Can you just help me, please? No, I'm not allowed to help you. If you can't do it yourself, then get off the ride. And so as quickly as I could, before grief overwhelmed me and embarrassment overwhelmed me, I jumped out from my seat and dashed for the exit. They would not let my friends off the ride to delay it any further, and so off I went by myself down the stairs to wait for them as they rode Gringotts, and I sat in the shade and I cried because here I was on the perfect trip, unable to participate because of a situation that I had put myself in. I was too fat to ride a roller coaster. My friends were, of course, wonderful. They embraced me. They completely understood my feelings. They allowed me to feel those feelings. And then we went about the rest of our day. And as we went shopping, before we left the park that day, I bought myself a water bottle and promised myself that I was going to change the position that I put myself in. I was going to do something to change my life because I kept thinking about what if I'd been here with my children and my husband. Can you imagine your child seeing you kicked off a ride in front of all those people? Can you imagine the sheer embarrassment of a young child at their mother being kicked off a ride? And so I vowed that day that I was going to do something to change my own life. And that was my rock bottom. And when I came home, I made that change. So my point in telling you that story, and I'm going to wrap things up because I didn't want this to go much longer than 10 minutes, and I'm at 7 almost now. So let me just wrap things up. Let me make a couple more points. My point in telling you that story is this. If you are there, if you have hit rock bottom, if you feel like this is never going to change for you, you're looking for a lifeline. You've tried everything. You have done everything that you know to do, in your power to do, to change your life, and you just don't think it's possible anymore. I'm here to tell you that it is. There's a switch in your brain that we just have to find and turn on, because believe me, if I can do this, anyone can do this. With the right tools, with the right support system, with the right mindset, anyone can achieve their health and fitness goals. So, are you at rock bottom? If you are, you don't have to comment below if you're not comfortable sharing with the group. But if you'd like someone to talk to, feel free to send me a DM, and I would be happy to talk to you about your rock bottom and maybe help you implement some things that will help you climb out of that feeling of utter despair. Because I've been there. I know how terrible it feels. And I'm ready to help you change your life. Make it a great day.